If you're wondering how you can create high quality decals from your mobile device and upload those decals directly into the Gran Turismo 7 decal library, I'm here to show you how to do that today. And not only can you create the decals from scratch, but you can also convert images that you download from the internet to high quality vector graphics that then get uploaded into the Gran Turismo 7 library. Guys, this topic has been a long time coming. I've made several videos in the past for how to do this using an actual computer, but so many people don't use a computer anymore that, those videos, while they're interesting, they're not really helpful. So this video, it's really to address all of those questions that keep coming in time and time again, months after I've uploaded those original videos, for how to do this on either an iPhone or an iPad. It is a free app that you download directly from the App Store. I don't know of a way to do this from an Android device, so I do apologize if you're an Android user. You guys just got to keep fighting the good fight. But if you are an iPhone or an iPad user, you can do this now and you can do it for free. So we're going to go on ahead and jump right in. If you like the video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel to see more great content like this in the future. And I hope you guys do enjoy the video, and I hope you get a lot of value out of it. Have a great rest of your day, and let me know what you think of the video in the comments below. Okay, first things first, we need to download the software. And if we look at the upper left-hand corner of the screen, the software is called Vectornator. You can download this app directly from the App Store, or if you come to vectornator.io, you can download it right from their website by clicking this blue button on the bottom here. I wanted to bring you to the website real quick, just simply because graphic design software is kind of complicated. If you've never used it before, a lot of what you see in this menu, a lot of these icons, well, some of these ones are going to look kind of familiar, but if you look over here and you look at some of these icons or some of these options over here on the right, even these like embedded menus, look, there's a lot of functionality and a lot of tools within this software. And the learning curve can be pretty steep if you just try to jump in and start working. So if you're like me and your inclination is to put the furniture together before you read the instructions, my recommendation for you right now is to hit the pause button and come to this website, hit this little menu button here, and go into this sub menu where it says Learn, and go to the Learning Hub. It's the first option. And then just go through here and start reading some of the descriptions and some of these demos here. Look at how they are describing the different tools within the app, and just start to acclimate yourself with the basics. This is just going to make it so that when you do dive into the app, it's not going to be completely foreign and you're not going to feel completely lost. Look, even if you are very tech savvy, you've worked with Photoshop, Microsoft Paint, you've worked with certain, video and photo editing software in the past, I'm telling you, graphic design software is just, it hits differently. We're actually in the app right now. And if you see this little blue icon on the top left-hand corner of the screen here, that is within the app. It's an embedded menu. And when you click on it, you've got this Learn tab that's already selected. So you can access all of those tutorials right from here as well. You'll see that they even have a learning path that covers the basics of vector design. So I wanted to just show you that. It's a great resource. We're obviously not going to be covering all of the functionality within this app today. There would just be way too much. And so we're going to go on ahead and flip over to the main screen of the app. And this is basically what you see when you open the app for the first time. There are all of these pre-made, preloaded graphics. And sure, these things probably took somebody a really long time to do, but it is kind of inspiring to look at something like this and think like, holy cow, somebody was able to do this with this app. And like I said, it's just kind of inspiring. So next, what we're going to do is flip over to your web browser and we'll download a logo that we're going to use for conversion today. So we're on Google and we searched for Streamlabs, and we can see that there's all these different icons and results that pop up for the Streamlab logo. And so we went on ahead and we just saved one of these to our device. I don't remember which one, but we'll use this one as an example. Click on it, long press, click Save Image. And now if we flip back over to Vectornator, we want to select up in the top right-hand corner here, the plus sign. We want to select Import, Photo, and then we have the photo right there that we saved. When we click on that photo, it's going to go on ahead and open a new document. So go to the upper left here for me, And what you want to do is just rename your document. We'll just call this one stream. Okay, so now when we go back, that document within Vectornator is called stream. And this is just an image file right now. So if you zoom in really close, you're going to see the pixelation. That pixelation is because it is an image file. It is not a vector. When you convert it to a vector, that pixelation should disappear. And so what we're going to go on ahead and do to convert this to a vector, I'm actually going to show you a couple of different things. So if we click on the file, and then on the bottom here, we want to select the option that looks like a little picture, an icon of a picture right next to the trash can. This is the auto trace menu. And up at the top here, you have mode. First, we're going to select sketch, and I'm going to show you what that looks like when we run it. And I am going to select right here, keep source image. That way we can go back and reconvert it again. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. So we'll go on ahead and click auto trace, and you can see that that created kind of a sketch version of our original file. And so that is what the sketch option does. And actually, now that this is a vector, you can see that you can select individual items within the vector and start resizing and reshaping them. So that, is kind of like the beauty of a vector. And so that is the sketch option. We're going to go on ahead and just undo all of that. I want to get rid of it. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to select our image again, and we're going to click that trace button. And this time for our mode, we're going to flip from sketch to photography. And we're just going to leave the defaults here. Again, we're going to select keep source image so that we can go back and redo this again. And we'll do auto trace. And now if we pull this over to the side, it looks very similar to what we already have. It even, it still has an opaque background. And that's really important to note because if you wanted to, you could save this file that I'm moving as a vector and upload it to Gran Turismo, but it's going to have that background. And so you need to delete that background first before you upload it, unless for some reason you want that background. But what I really want to call out here is the information loss. And so if you look at this part of our graphic here, this is the original image, and then look at the one that we converted, you can see quite a big difference, right? Like this right here is curved, whereas this is like a nice sharp angle. And so, this is a really simple example. You can see these kind of weird curves around, where like the glasses are and everything. It's a really simple example, but if you were to apply that same property to a much more complex decal that you're converting, you're going to lose a lot of information. And so we're going to go on ahead and delete that too. And we're going to select that again, go in here. Instead of photography, we're going to do illustration. And now you can select low, regular, or high for your level of detail. We'll leave it at regular for now. We'll select keep source image and auto trace. And now if we pull that over to the side, we can see that we have the exact same effect that we had from photography, but we didn't lose any of that data, right? So we still have a pretty good quality picture here, and it's retained all of its dimensions and everything. So I like this. This is a good starting point. We're going to go on ahead and select this image, and we'll delete it. And we will take this one and move it back over to our document here. And I want to just show you real quick, again, what's going to happen if we just upload and save this in its current form. So we'll go up here and we'll go to export, SVG, and you can see that the file size is 10 kilobytes and it has this white background. And that white background is going to be retained when you upload it to Gran Turismo. So we're going to actually cancel that, and we want to get rid of that white background. So to get rid of your white background, you want to start by selecting your object. And this is right now, it's one group of objects. So you want to separate those groups. And to do that, if you look right next to the trash can here, you can see that thing that looks like it's connected with like connect the dots, just those little squares there with the dotted corners. We're going to select that, and that is going to remove, it's going to break apart our groups, if you will. So now we have a bunch of layers instead of just all of the layers combined into one object. And now we can select things individually, and if we want to, we can delete them. And so let me just show you real quick. This is also where you would go in and you can manipulate shapes if you wanted to. But what we want to do, and if you wanted to, you could make the eyes bigger. We don't want to do that though, so we're going to undo. We want to remove the background, and so all you have to do is select the white background and the trash can, delete that, and that, for all intents and purposes, has gotten rid of our background. So now when we select all of these objects, we can see, I am actually wondering if this is the background, if this is a background too. I don't think it is. I think it's just, yeah, it's just like the outline of the head. And so now if we go up here and we go to export to SVG, you can see there's no more white background. The file size is still 10 kilobytes. And I actually am just going to go on ahead and remove all of this metadata. It's unnecessary. It's not really going to contribute at all to the quality of the file. And so we're going to go on ahead and click export. And when you click export, you want to make sure you go down to save to files right here. If you do save image, it's going to save it as a Vectornator file and not as an SVG. So you do save to files, and then you just call it whatever you want. I'm calling it stream. And then on the top right here, you can just click save. If we flip over to granturismo.com, this is my Gran Turismo My page. We go to the decal uploader up here on the top right here. It's the up arrow with the cloud. We're going to click on open file browser, choose files, and we'll see that our icon is right there. We'll select it, we'll click open, and now you will see there it is. We're going to click upload, and for all intents and purposes, that decal is now available within Gran Turismo. You can download it, you can put it on your car, and all of that, the whole 9 yards. That decal is ready to go and ready to be used in Gran Turismo. What if you went through this process in Vectornator, but your file size was way too big? What if your file size was like 20 kilobytes instead of 10? How are you going to reduce that file size? A couple different ways you can do it. I mean, you can start by, with some of the settings here within the conversion, you can go in and you can do low, regular, high. You can play with those settings to see if you can get the file size down. But what if you've gone through and you've reduced the file size as much as you can and you still can't get it small enough? You can go to Google and search for SVG-OMG and go to this tool right here by Jake Archibald in GitHub. Click on Open SVG, choose File. We're going to select that file. And what you're going to do is come over here. First, I want you to pay attention right here. See how it's right now the file size is being reduced by 75%. But hypothetically, you reduce the precision here and the file size gets smaller. So this is kind of like a compression algorithm. And now the file size is being reduced by about 50%. If I save that, we're going to download. And now that file size is 5 kilobytes, whereas the one that we uploaded to Gran Turismo, what was it? It was like 10 kilobytes, right? So either way, if you're having a hard time getting your file size down, that is a way that you can do it. First, you start in Vectornator to reduce the file size as much as you can within reason, and then you can flip over to the SVG-OMG tool, and within the SVG-OMG tool, you can further reduce the file size using compression algorithm. And let me just show you real quick what the output of that looks like, because it's still really good quality. Like the file size was reduced by about 50%, and the quality is still, almost, you're not really going to notice these little imperfections unless if you zoom in, and you're not going to be doing that with liveries that you're putting on a car in a video game. And just like that, we got it done. Using nothing but our iPhone, we were able to convert our image to a vector and upload that high quality vector file to the Gran Turismo 7 decal library. I don't think at the end of the day is all that difficult. And if you made it this far, then I'm confident that you should be able to go out and do this on your own now. If you have any questions about the process, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer questions anytime I'm able to. But guys, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you found the video helpful and got some value out of it. If you did, please consider hitting that thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. But again, thanks so much for stopping by, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.